scariest Snapchats ever taken. We all have used Snapchat before, whether it's sending a streak or sending a selfie. But what about the Snapchats that are much darker than that? A user named Skinna555 posted a Snapchat story of 3 Australian birds that his parents own. He posted the video to his story, and within 15 minutes a friend texted him. The text read, "You beard beast, those birds are mad. By the way, what was in the window behind you in the last one?" Skinna555 didn't know how to respond, so he watched the video a few more times, and then his heart dropped. Take a look at this.
And here I am with my good little mate. Nothing.
That video just gave me the chills, but it gets way more creepy. Skinna555 suffers from sleep paralysis. In fact, from ages 8 to 14, he had to go to a child psychiatrist because of this. He told the psychiatrist that he kept seeing faceless people with their bodies and he kept hearing voices. But ultimately, the psychiatrist said it's just your brain playing tricks on you. And years later from this video, the man confirms that what you just saw is exactly what haunted him his entire childhood. So if you think about it, everything that he saw was real. Make sure to hit that like and follow button and have a great rest of your night. Scariest Snapchats ever taken, part 2. We all have used Snapchat before, whether it's sending a streak or sending a selfie. If you remember yesterday's video, I talked about a user named Skinna555, but there's more to the story. A week after the Snapchat videos started to go viral, he started to feel like he was being watched in his own home. So to take his mind off things, he went to go play games on the computer until around 10:15 p.m. when he heard a loud bang. He picked up his phone and started recording and quietly made his way downstairs. Here's the unedited version of the video. You probably didn't see anything, right? Now let's turn the brightness up. There is literally a person in the corner of that room. Skinna555 ended up filing a police report, and the police watched the videos and confirmed that was a person. But the weird thing is the police checked all the windows and the doors and there was never any sign of break-in. So was this a person or something much darker? Make sure to like and follow for more videos.
So I've got a little lunch meeting, so I'm gonna do a little get ready with me story time. A lot of you know that as a kid I was bullied in school, and recently someone who bullied me in school reached out to me on Instagram. I had a lot of pet peeves in school. I'm gonna use the Wet n Wild and Live with Cocoa primer serum. A huge pet peeve of mine in school was when kids talked a lot in class. So there was always this one girl that would talk so much, like she could never shut up, and she was constantly getting in trouble and being taken to the principal's office. And yes, this is the girl that DM'd me. So like I said, this girl would talk so much in class, like her and I never really ever spoke at all. And another pet peeve of mine was when kids blamed other kids for things they did wrong. And this girl would like do things on purpose and then blame it on other kids. Now I'm using the In Love with Cocoa face mist. So one day this girl decides to mess with the teacher. This girl had the bright idea to go and grab dirt at lunch and put it in the teacher's coffee mug. Now I'm using the In Love with Cocoa palette. Yes. I'm picking up this tan shade and I'm putting it in my crease. So mind you, this girl did it in front of everyone, so we all knew it was her. The teacher comes over to the desk and sees her coffee mug full of dirt. And she's like, "Who did this?" And this girl stands up and says, "Oh, Esther did it. I saw her." Then she looks at all the other kids and says, "Right? We all saw her." And literally no one says anything. Unfortunately, at that time, I was not very good at defending myself, so I just said, "No, it wasn't me." So then the teacher says, "Come with me to the office." With my finger, I'm just gonna dip into this shimmery shade. So I got put in detention, and this teacher for the rest of the time that I was in school did not like me. Then a rumor started going around saying that I was actually trying to poison the teacher. And we all know who made that up. I'm gonna dip into this shade. Fast forward to a week ago, who do I see a DM from? So here I took a screenshot. I blurred out her name. She says, "I hope you remember me. We used to be best friends. I wanted to ask you a favor. My boyfriend follows you and it worries me. Could you block him? And also, I'm Anika too. I would love to be in your TikTok video. Please, let's support each other as women." This made me laugh. Like, when were you and I best friends? I'm using the Cocoa Love face palette and I'm gonna bronze. Oof, that looks good. And also, like, girl, if you were that worried about your boyfriend just following me, you should not be with that guy. And then to ask me to put her in a video, like, what? Support each other? What? I mean, just her telling me that her and I used to be best friends. Like, girl, do you think I'm dumb? Now I'm using the In Love with Cocoa lip liner. This is the perfect shade of brown. Like, oh my god. So I thought we should play a game. You guys tell me what I should reply. I will pick one of your comments and send it to her, and then I'll give you guys an update. In Love with Cocoa lip gloss. Oh my god, this smells so good. Final look. Nice. Don't we all love a monochromatic moment? I'm so excited to start reading you guys' comments and send one to her. But I'm not gonna be the mean girl that she was to me. Facts, baby.
Creepiest moment ever caught on TV history. In the 1980s, there was a TV show called Just Like Mom. It was hosted by a man named Fergie Oliver. Since the name of the show was called Just Like Mom, you probably could have guessed that most of the contestants were kids. In fact, most of the kids were young girls under the age of 13, and Fergie Oliver would try and kiss them live on television. What you are about to see may trigger some of you. This didn't happen just once, but on numerous occasions.
Look at me a little closer. They're green. You hand out kisses, Jennifer? Can I have a little kiss, please? Oh. Can I have a hug and a kiss? I can't have one? Even if I say and whisper in your ear that Allison, you're gonna win the show, I still can't have a hug and a kiss? Well, I guess you can't win the show then. If I don't get a hug and a kiss. Yeah, you hear that? Well, you missed.
This show had a total of 595 episodes. Nobody ever pressed charges on Fergie Oliver, and he actually went on to have an extremely successful career. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and make sure to like and follow for more videos.
I grew up in a foster care system. I was told that I was taken away from my mother when I was a month old because she didn't care for me and didn't want me. Over the course of 3 years, I went through several failed adoptions and 9 different foster families. I wasn't accepted, despite the fact that no one said so. Growing up, I believed that my real mother was an alcohol addict who prioritized her addiction over her child.
Yummy, yummy.
Starting when I was 6 years old, I was told this every time I inquired about her, saw a photo, or met any real grandma.
Good morning.
I grew up despising
I'm so
and
hungry.
disliking
I
her,
need to
vowing
make
to never
breakfast.
meet that horrible woman. Instead, I focused on a hypothetical loving father who was forced to be separated from his beloved child.
Let's see.
I truly hoped that this was the case,
Wow,
that
pancake.
someone
Oh,
wanted
chia
me.
pudding. Yes, I will make pancakes
Fast
and
forward
chia
to
pudding.
last year. I married the most beautiful and kind person ever on earth. She was sympathetic with my family background and she decided to help me find my real parents. She used to be in the military, so she had a good network all around here. One day, one of her co-workers informed us that they'd located my father, so me and my wife eagerly called him, explaining who we were and requesting a meeting. And to our amazement, there was a quick response. Go to hell. That was my father's first and last words to us before he blocked us. To sum it up, it was soul crushing. Even worse, we discovered that he's a convicted rapist. I couldn't believe that the father that I thought was loving me the most turned out to be a terrible man like this. A few months later, I got a notification, again from my wife's network, that my real mother had passed away. I didn't care at first, but as I learned more about her, my father, and how I fit into the plot, I became more curious. My wife used that information to find that my mother was living on the streets of Santa Rosa a few months ago. Turns out my mother loved me and wished to keep me. My father, on the other hand, did not. He pushed my mother to consume alcohol in the hopes of inducing an abortion. He progressed to physical assault after nothing happened, putting her in hospital multiple times. Despite all of this, Mum managed to keep me safe. Things didn't just disappear when I was born. He continued to abuse my mother on a regular basis. He also tried to suffocate me with a pillow while my mum was sleeping when I was a month old. She awoke, saw what he was doing, and attacked him in order to defend me. The neighbours in the area heard screams and called the police. My mother was nearly killed attempting to protect me from my father. My mother placed me in foster care because she feared she wouldn't be able to protect me from him. My wife gave me a message when she told me all of this. I know she wasn't the best mother, but I want you to know I love you so much, my dear.
I will make pancakes now.
Hearing the lies about her made my heart sink, and the fact that I hated such a strong woman shattered my heart even more. Even if it was only to visit my mother who battled so hard to protect me, I wanted to see her. Even if it was only visit her grave, I wanted to apologise and express my love for her. The fact that I'll never be able to see my mother in person is the most difficult part for me right now. me and my wife spent the following few weeks anxiously trying to figure out where she was buried. And ultimately, we did. We spent lots of time cleaning the grave and sat down, having conversations with her. It was one of the most peaceful days I've ever had in my life.
Oh, it's so